for an archaeology student. That's really cool. For me, it was just because my family's from Athens. There's so many times I took pictures of every part of Athens with like Alexios and goalposts, and I just sent them to my family. I literally emailed like my uncles, how cool is this? Because we all hail from Athens, or Kavala, which is like just north of Athens. Yeah. That was my favorite part. And I also like, what's the island that Medusa's on? Up in the northwest? I don't remember, but that's one I really liked in my head.
I forgot. Because I remember now in the game too saying it.
So that must be like generally as an Assassin's Creed, like, did you have the same feeling for Origins and stuff like that?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Actually, I had never played an Assassin's Creed until Origins, and I got Origins because I was so excited.
Yeah.
And then this came out, and I got even more excited.
It's such an added bonus, right, to have all that. And they're doing a Discovery mode or something?
I believe they're going to do a Discovery mode for this one as well.
That kind of stuff's so cool.
Yeah, I think the last one when people really enjoyed it for Origins, so yeah, I hope they are. It's just a really smart move. Schools are going to start using it, from what I understand, for teachers.
That's awesome.
To like walk through it and show their students like the different things, so they can talk about it and make that experience.
I hope they don't get to the point where it's like, should I have sex with this character?
It's a story mode. You won't get to play the game. But yeah, it's yeah, you're welcome. There's a fun fact. I don't know if you know about the colors in the game are not actually 100% accurate.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but for
you're telling an archaeologist.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you knew. Yeah, something like that. But for everyone else, the colors in the game are toned down, which is still super bright game, and the colors are amazing. But the paintings that they did on all the buildings and the tapestries were really bright and fluorescent, and they had to tone it down because it was too hard on the eyes for playing all the time. So they had to like really bring it back a bit.
I really appreciated in the game the use of blue, and like so much blue in the game. And there's this common misconception that the Greeks thought that like blue wasn't a real color. They couldn't see blue because they called the ocean wine colored. But it's actually that the Greeks had one word for everything dark. Like dark blue and wine color and stuff. And I just love the use of blue in the game.
You should just come up here and talk. Because it's so much more interesting than we are.
I was like, we sure know what blue is. I'm like, we painted everything blue and white.
That's amazing.
But that's cool. Thank you. I didn't know that.
I know.
I like your outfit.
Thank you.
And your spear.
It's my spear.
Everyone check out her spear. This is his.
No, the broken one is yours. The broken one is yours. The full one is mine.
How do you guys like Sacramento so far?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I've been here once before at Sac Anime like 4 years ago. And I really like old Sacramento. I was there. I took my kids there yesterday, and it was cool. It was way too much like taffy and ice cream.
Did you get some mini donuts?
Oh man. There's so much food here. It's so hard. When you start like January 1st thing, we're like, all right, I'm done now. Christmas was crazy. And then you come to Sacramento, it's like, ice cream everywhere. Saltwater taffy.
Did you have a lot of ice cream in Old Town?
Yeah, it's really nice though. I really like it. Yeah. I do find it very interesting, and this is not a knock on your town, but I find it very interesting. So I walk down to Old Sacramento, and I find it funny that Old Sacramento is so beautiful and so charming and family friendly, and then you walk back and it's pawn shop, bail bonds, pawn shop. I'm like, what is this? Is this street very weird, but everything else is so nice. Yeah, no, I really like it, and the people are very nice. Yeah.
I do have an Assassin's Creed question. Who is your favorite member of the family, like of the pie? So the Eagle Bearer, Delos, Rainy, Nikolaos.
Nikolaos. Okay, boo. You threw your son and or daughter off a cliff.
Barnabas.
Yeah. Alex, Andreas, I espero que estés Barnabas. I don't know if you guys are Deus Ex fans, but the guy who played Pritchard in Deus Ex plays Barnabas. And so it's funny to be in there.
He was your sidekick, now he's my sidekick.
Yeah, he was my sidekick and I was here. Except he's a jerk in mine. He's still a little bit of a jerk in mine.
He's awesome. One amazing guy in life and incredible actor, but also the character. I love him.
That was one of my favorite things to do, actually, when I got everybody on the boat. I love that. I'm like, oh, the whole family's on the boat. This is really cool. And then we were talking yesterday about how there's so much dialogue in games and stuff that you record stuff, or well, I didn't record much, but you performance capture it, and then you don't remember as an actor. So you get to play it and kind of do it new. And I had no idea of all this stuff that Nikolaos, in my mind for some reason, after the What of the Snakes in the Grass scene, he was done. But I kept bumping into him, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't remember doing this at all. But he's still alive. If he's still alive. Yeah, and then he's on the boat.
You came back to stop Stentor and I?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember filming that. Yeah, I remember the Stentor fight. The hell are you doing here? Yeah.
That scene makes me laugh, because it just reminds me of the scene in Princess Bride, where my name is Nikolau's. It just reminds me of that.
The scene where I'm with him, the standoff? Or the,
yeah, with Stentor.
Oh, Stentor, oh yeah.
Another thing, so I played, you're dressed as Ezio, I guess, or I don't know the lore that well.
Altair.
So Cass, you know Cass Edward?
Yes, I just met him actually in Toronto.
Oh yeah? Yeah, Cass plays Altair.
Okay.
But in Assassin's Creed 2, I played Federico, and nobody ever knows because this is kind of the tenor of my voice. But Federico's up here. It's like just me doing Mario, basically. It's terrible. But
where's Charles? He should hear your impression.
It really was like, oh Ezio, why are you doing this? It was really bad.
That's pretty good, actually.
But that was my friend. Really, the funniest. This is a true story. But that was all voice acting. We did a little bit of mocap and not performance capture. A little bit of mocap on that, but that was all voice acting. But this is a true story. To get into the Italian thing, every take I used to go, and then I'd start. Like the most racist, cliche shit you can do is what I had to do to get into character.
It's true that you kind of have to find a thing.
Yeah.
Everything, like every character that's out of your range, you kind of got to find this weird like thing to get yourself into it.
Why they gave me that role, but I'm glad they did it. And I know Roger very well too. Like I know all these assassins. And Roger and I always joke about, like back and forth on Twitter, about my favorite line in Assassin's Creed 2 is, "It's a good life we lead, brother. May it never change." That one. Every time Roger and I do a panel together, we end up having to do that line. Yeah, so that was my first intro to Assassin's Creed, and I love it.
That's a good actually way to get into it.
Thank you so much. Don't ask me how I get into the Greek accent.
My dwarf for the Lord of the Rings was, it was, "and my axe." And I was like, okay, I found it.
Hi.
Hello. I was wondering, are you able to say like a line in your Assassin's Creed Odyssey character voice?
Sure. Let Alexios do it.
Malaka.
That's the best one. For me, it's actually interesting because Leonidas is the first character I played in that, and it's all like we had a really big issue with the 300 movie is so popular, but the lines that he says are what he said. So like for Sparta and for our sons and for our daughters and all that, and we're like, okay, but how do we make it different? So it's very tricky with Leonidas. So I don't really have one per se that I could say that's not cliche. Although I do like at the beginning. He says,
Snakes in the Grass too.
Yeah, well, Snakes in the Grass from Nikolaos, but I liked at the beginning, Leonidas says, "Have you ever gone fishing with your son? I would have liked to go fishing with my son." I love that part, because it humanizes him right off the bat, and then you get to play him for a bit, and Sparta kick everybody. And then this is literally what I did. I'm like, oh, this is fun. And then Nikolaos is when he says, "Beware of the snakes in the grass, Alexios," or Cassandra. I had to do it twice, every time. That was my favorite thing with that. Or it could be, "Beware of the snakes in the grass, Alexios." Depends on what you chose.
There's a large reward for the mercenary who can take the wolf's head.
Yeah.
That was for you.
That was for me, thank you.
But yeah, wait, there's one, help me understand this. Marcos owes me money, but a vineyard? Malaka.
Could you say there's a goat in there?
There's another goat? That was one of my favorites, guys. If you know that scene, I hope you do.
I know I'm back, sorry.
Yeah, it's all good, bud.
Lots of questions, I love it.
The theme song, though, do you know who sang the theme song? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know who sang that?
It's actually really great. No, I don't know who sang it. Do you know who sang it? You obviously know.
I sang it a lot.
Yeah, I listen to it every day.
It's a great soundtrack.
She's really good.
That's one thing actually bringing up is video game soundtracks is an art. Stop it! Video game soundtracks are amazing nowadays. The God of War soundtrack's incredible. Have you guys heard the Red Dead Redemption soundtrack? It's so good.
And I saw there at the Video Game Awards, they...
I was there.
That was
It's really good.
I have friends who love the Skyrim theme song.
Skyrim's amazing. The Deus Ex soundtrack is amazing, and the Assassin's Creed soundtrack is amazing. They're just incredible.
Yeah,
That's The Flight is the group that made the Assassin's Creed.
That's right. Yeah.
The Flight, check them out. They're really good.
yeah, one of each video game of Assassin's Creed on the soundtracks, you know, especially the legendary ships from Assassin's Creed 4 and Rogue. I love those soundtracks. Yeah, I love them. So,
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, I heard the opening part of the game, like when you're waiting, is like from an older Assassin's Creed
Is it?
game, something like that they used in...
Ask the fans, they would know.
I don't know, someone... Yes, the Alexios family thing.
There you go.
Thank you.
Since you play the games and, you know, unfortunately, like, no game is perfect, we have glitches and things like that. Like, I was playing with my friend and we were trying to kill one of the high-level cultists and, like, they fell off the cliff before we could, like, even lose or miss it. And, like, we were just dying laughing because, like, well, that happened. So I was wondering, like, you know, favorite bloopers or glitches in the game.
My favorite is I saw a pig literally riding a fence. It was on a fence, just sitting there. And I'd like poke it, and it wouldn't do anything. And like, just get off the fence. And it was riding, like, it was right down the middle of its four legs, just sitting there on the fence. And then once I fell through the universe, that occasionally in video games where like something glitches and your character's just falling, and you just see the universe disappear into all white. That happened in a bunch of games, but that happened to me once in Assassin's Creed. Did that ever happen to you?
No, but the one I did see was a guy stuck in a horse, literally in the horse, running, and his body's like half in the horse, and he's just like running like this, but the horse is stationary and he can't get out. He's like walking around the horse. This guy's just stuck in there, this little NPC.
Oh my god, those are the best. Yeah, the little bloopers in those games, and every game has them, right? Because they're so vast, and one little file goes wrong, and yeah, I love that. Running. I like seeing people in every game. I like seeing people like running into a wall. I play a lot of NHL hockey online, and when somebody gets a penalty, they just skate to the penalty bench and they just sit there and just banging into the penalty door. I'm like, guys, you gotta fix this every time. Just like waiting for the door to open. It's my favorite thing. Thank you for your question. So we're pretty much out of time. Anybody have any more questions before we go? No, we do have a question. No, she's on the mic. Come on up.
No, okay.
That's it? Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much. Pleasure to meet you.